that time.
Well, Ace needs a high ball screen. Let him turn the corner and make something happen. If you're Wisconsin, you got to shove him right. You cannot let him get downhill with this left power hand.
6-second difference between the clocks. Ace Baldwin cashes it in. 5-point game.
Niederhauser needs to at least touch it on this possession.
Baldwin crossover and one. Penn State will have a chance to
off the glass. Back-to-back solid possessions by the freshman.
Let me tell you how good Derek Queen is. On that move, he sees Ace Baldwin coming towards him, so he goes away and goes off glass. That is so nice.
Baldwin with the fake. He didn't settle for the three. Oh, Nittany Lions, he's got 8 in the afternoon. The kick out to Miguel for 3 again. Now Maryland started 4 of 6. They've missed their last 4. Hicks. Extra pass to Baldwin for 3. And he fills it up. Now Maryland, Geronimo hits the deck. Baldwin hits the deck. And he got himself up to get the rebound.
Ace Baldwin, tough comparative now. He's not going to stay out of the mix too long.
Mike Rose has talked about late game execution. That has been the difference for what has been this season. They're going to be in one of those again. Ace Baldwin for 3. And drilled.
Offensive rebound for Anthony Leal. Rejected by Niederhauser. And what a save by Dominic Stewart.
That kid can control the paint. It's fun to watch.
Swing around to Stewart.
I think they've got to go back to Niederhauser in the post.
He'll pop up for a little bit of a screen, but can they get it to the big man? He's had the hot hand. 5 to shoot. Goody fronting down there. Can't get it to him. 2 to shoot. Baldwin's going to have to just hoist the contested 3, and it's good.
And that's where he's got to do his damage here. They've got to get him on the move.
Baldwin, step back 3. His second tonight. Spins into the paint. Hurd stayed with him, and he just made a tougher shot.
He can do that more for Indiana. He has the ability to be able to just get to his spot and jump over the top. I'd like to see more of that from number 21 in white. It's been a while since Niederhauser has had a touch. I think he needs to get a little touch here, too.
Baldwin confident from 3, and why not? 3 for...
There's a high release at 6'8", 6'9". He should get in the paint early and often.
The late game warning against Umar Ballo. As Baldwin brings it up with a chorus of boos raining down on him from the student section. He'll drive to the rim and get 2 more, and that'll quiet the... When he's feeling it, you can tell because he'll shoot it quickly.
Yes, that pull-up jump shot is beautiful.
Baco with 13 tonight. But 0 for 4 at the line.
Niederhauser has not had a touch here in the second half.
Baldwin has. He'll try for 3, and he hits it again.
This is that 3-guard lineup that I like with Indiana, especially against Purdue. Let's see if they can heat the basketball up a little bit and play with some pace.
As Baldwin turns the corner, traffic coming, and he finishes anyway.
Got a couple of those here in the second half.
Yeah, Isaac doing a good job catching and going. Not waiting to see what the defense is going to do. And he's gutting it out. He's still in a little bit of pain, but he's going to gut through it.
Giving a little juice here to the building. Inside 6 minutes left to play between these two teams. Meeting for the 61st time. Minnesota has won the last 3. Baldwin Jr., it's like an effort to get that shot off.
Gary to the rim. Too much. Attack there by Conor Niederhauser. Here come the Nittany Lions. Baldwin low dribble. And the finish. And the foul. Booster fighting for the Huskers.
And a good job by Gary. Even though he wasn't able to score, his ability to get in the lane put the Nittany Lions in a scramble.
There's an end.
By siege, and to your point, gives Nebraska an opportunity to 2 for 1 if they're able to clean up here on the defensive end of the floor. So if you are the Nittany Lions right now, you want to make sure you take this all the way down, and it's imperative if you are Nebraska that you clean up on any miss.
Ace Baldwin, 5 on the shot clock. Attacks to the rim and scores. Bryce Williams right to the rack, and that's short.
Kind of lost it on the way up.
And there's Ace in the right place for 2.
Position. Felt like he was celebrating that shot instead of getting set up defensively.
So he is on the bench. Baldwin trying to get to the rim, and he got it over the longer.
As well, getting right back to Osabor where he could do something with it.
They went under the screen, and Baldwin hits the three. Traffic down to 5 to shoot. Dribble back to the other side of the floor. Dunn rises. And Penn State's got a fresh 20. Baldwin for 3, and hits.
Corral.
Diallo at the elbow.
Didn't particularly care for that attempt. Thought that was a little bit of a force, Jason.
Mike Rhodes is screaming for his team to move. Instead, it's Baldwin stepping back and hitting his third. Bounce to Kepnong, again the floater. This time it rolls off.
Boy, there was some contact on that release as well. I was kind of surprised that wasn't called.
Baldwin takes advantage. And back to Baldwin. Osabor went for the steal. Deep in the paint, blocked. Shot clock does not reset. It's down to 4. Baldwin got contact. And Penn State
come back and win that one.
But in the context of what we just saw, it's totally understandable.
Yep.
Baldwin downhill. And a free throw to follow. Got 2.5.
Well, same thing we said with Hicks, with Abo. He's the best three-point shooter on USC's team. You cannot allow him that airspace because he's another guy that can really get it going.
Baldwin has the answer. Go ahead. It's St. Thomas who can't handle. One-on-one with Kern.
Those are the plays you don't need at this point.
Take the seconds there.
Just back it out. Nobody running with you, out of control.
Baldwin driving the issue.
But today it's been a little different. They've gotten steals that have led to layups on the other end.
Again, no Yannick Niederhauser for Penn State for the second straight game. And Ace Baldwin. Baldwin lines up a 3. And an offensive rebound for Dunn.
I like that from Kern, though. Get 2 feet in the paint and spray it out.
And on the
We did.
at halftime.
Great Jim Herrick. National champion here at UCLA.
Led that late 80s revival of UCLA basketball, and were you his first recruit?
First recruit.
Do you think he would say that Don McLean loves ball movement?
Yes. As long as the ball ended up in my hands.
It's one way ball movement. As Baldwin gets the basketball.
In a positive manner. Minnesota doing it all the right way.
The word important certainly comes to mind as well. It's a 7-point Penn State lead. Ace Baldwin, a high degree of difficulty. That's his first.
Chop out and make shooters drivers right there, and a nice roll right there. He needed it.
Austin, that foul was on Odekale. That is his third. So Mitchell with 3, Odekale with 3. Mike Mitchell to the bench. Odekale stays on the floor. Baldwin for 3. And hits. He is 3 for 3 from the floor.
Clearly his film review session has read him that there's nobody that can stay in front of him, and he's just too big and too strong.
I wonder if Ben Johnson is over there being like, hey, where has this been for the last 4 weeks?
The secret weapon late in the season.
Deep in the shot clock for Baldwin on the take. The underhand scoop rolls in.
That's nice.
This will be a big one on the road for the Gophers here against Penn State.
Yeah. Coach Johnson talk about cherishing each and every one of these opportunities, and it looks like they are listening to their coach here.
Is going to bring that streak to a close. Stewart with a 3. No. Baldwin taps it in with 1.6 to go.
Issues. He's played his last 4 games every single minute of the game. So Baldwin's like, you know what? I'm gonna move out of the way. But there has to be better help on those slips to the rim.
Foul a moment ago on Quez Glover. Yes, Baldwin, one of the true Iron Men in the Big Ten. He's gotten his 3. Ohio State's first 6 games in January were decided by 7 points or less. No one wants to guard Baldwin.
Student assistant while he was there, manager for Bob Knight. That's a 3-ball from Baldwin that goes. That turnover. There's Burnett.
And he turns it over again. Baldwin the other way, and the easy two. So Ace
nothing but net. Namari Burnett had been just 3 of his last 14 threes coming in. He's got 2 here tonight. Lead out to 8. It's the largest it's been. Baldwin trying to answer and does with that jab ball situation. Wolf. Jones turns it over. Ill-advised there. Baldwin the other way. He'll try a 3 and hit. Ace Baldwin. Wolf. In on Conan Niederhauser. Can't get it to go. Good defense there. Baldwin the other way.
But Niederhauser's done that a few times in terms of
multiple times. Won 2 OVC regular season titles and tournament titles. So a guy that's played on big stages.
Just under a 3-second difference between the game clock and the shot clock.
You have fouls to give here if you want.
Baldwin throws it up and drops it in from the elbow. Penn brings it up. Ace Baldwin, a quiet night offensively for Penn State's 5th-year senior point guard. A graduate senior at that. Oh, but he finds the right time to...
His second basket tonight.
See, that's what DeMarco Dunn could do. Oh, look at Bailey. Oh, what a play. What a play.
Three's going down, but strong to the basket there. Baldwin. Deep on the 3. Good rebound, Kern. Right back to him. Inze to Dunn. Open 3. Got it.
Boy, that ball.
Oboli right back to him. Bailey trying to get the ball back. Swiped away by Baldwin. And he's got 2 more.
Anytime Ace Baldwin's in the net.
Gets around. Burkett just hit a bucket. And had that one taken away by Dillion, who is still a perfect 3 for 3 from distance. Finds Baldwin. Back to Dillion. Baldwin. And now he's in double digits.
Game gets deeper. They start to turn up the pressure.
Like a turnover. Baldwin takes it himself. Finishes. Kern now the 3rd Nittany line in double figures with 10. Harper deep on the 3. Hicks with a rebound.
Oh, for Penn State, you got to run with Baldwin.
Going to a little bit of that 2-3 zone. That really took Oregon out of their rhythm in that second half. Got them back into the game and actually got them a 7-point lead late.
See if Baldwin can keep it going. He'll try the 3 off the fake pass, and there's
spectacular highlight play. Instead, I can go up, secure the basketball, and then score it.
Largest lead of the night on the back of that 11-3 run.
It was a big 4-point swing. Missed opportunity by Penn State in the open floor.
Nice bounce to the cutting Baldwin. Zapawa trying to get to a back-cutting Kohler. The ball knocked away and a turnover for Michigan State.
Penn State's pressure was a factor in that possession. Just nothing there for Michigan State. But the way they were active, pushing that offense out, that's a good start for the Nittany Lions.
Hicks off the shot fake. Back to Ace Baldwin. Baldwin penetrates and gets that one to drop with that jump stop against the 2.
Jump stop way up in the air, but Trey Holloman under control, fundamental.
7-point game. DeMarco Dunn to work. Baldwin from the elbow and 2 for
that we won him, and now he's averaging 13 and 7 in the Big Ten. In and out for Mbako. Penn State's win Thursday was against Northwestern. Indiana defeating Rutgers. That's how both teams got to that 2-1 conference record so far. Here's Ace Baldwin. Well, he really makes the engine go for Penn.
On offense, defense, they want to speed you up and turn you over. They're just a tough team to play against because they're going to dictate pace.
Fastest tempo in the Big Ten. Even faster than Illinois and Iowa, who are quick team. Cut. How about that? Baldwin finishes.
How about the pass from
the Washington State transfer, Miles Rice, 1 of 2.
And on top of that, Penn State is 0 of 10 from 3.
He came in over 35% as a group, but today's not been their day. There is Ace Baldwin Jr.
Nick Kern even said to Mbako, run on the floor. That's tough. There's nothing more he can do. He brought the physicality. You make him shoot a tough one. That's just better offense by Mackenzie Mbako.
Mbako scored 10 points here in the second half alone. In the lane on the other side for Penn. Flush.
You can see Nick Kern on that far side. He's thinking about getting out to Mbako. Doesn't want him shooting a three. And Oumar Ballo continuing to feast.
On the other end, a little feast for Ace Baldwin Jr.
Get it to Barnheiser. Barnheiser gives it up. Barry can't find it. Kern with the board. Here's Ace. Penn State's got the lead.
Wow. Turn here for Penn State. Baldwin. Nice in at the angle. Layup is good. Help in the form of Dylan Williams. He'll kick it out. Front rim on the triple try from Smith.
Those are the ones you have to knock down. Great opportunity in transition. Smith leaving that one short.
Baldwin, the floater, footwork to save it from being over and back. Corner look, Polanowski off the side rim. Penn State will be rushing the Quakers there a bit. Baldwin.
On easy lay-in.
First bucket for the redshirt sophomore. Transfer in from Tennessee. There's a turnover. Nittany Lions on the run.
Yep.
Baldwin surging. Penn State looking to make it 11 wins in 13 outings. And more importantly, Nick, keep a bad loss off your tournament resume. It's never too early to start looking at that as you get ready to jump into conference play.
Every game counts, especially come tournament time. God forbid you're a fringe or a bubble team.
Stewart ready to tip things up. And as you would expect, can Penn State involve the big fella early on? He was dominant in our last game here against Buffalo. Nearly an early turnover. Baldwin, Johnny on the spot to save. 5 on the shot clock. Baldwin jacking a 3 and connecting. So much. Oregon, Michigan, Wisconsin, Michigan State, UCLA currently ranked. Best case for Penn State. How do you see them fitting in this conference look?
Best case scenario, I see them as a top 5 team.
And there is a steal. Baldwin in the open court. Gliding to the bucket, up and in with
4 Coppin State defenders in the lane to foul him. Like, they were going to foul him when he caught that basket.
And as you can see, Baldwin with those 14 assists, 1 off the Penn State record as he glides to the bucket.
But he is not slacking off on this end of the floor. Baldwin and 1. So his first, but you got to seclude guys, get them back to work, get them back to the basics. And I can tell they were working on their defense because they're getting after it here in the first half.
First game at home in 3 weeks. Baldwin. Ooh. Okay, he's got back.
Baldwin. Hicks, 2 minutes left. Scarlet Knights by 4. Fade away. Got it.
And makes the correction on the second.
It's a big possession here for Penn State. Got to get something good. Last 2 possessions has been 2 pass and shot.
No pass, easy layup.
They'll just get out of the way and not screen anybody. But Fletcher Loyer holds his ground and takes that right through the chest and gets his team 2 free throws.
Well, Loyer has led the team for Purdue tonight. He has 13. Kaufman-Renn has 12. The most anybody else has for Purdue, 4 points. Kern in on Loyer.
Good help.
Will help Sean. Out for Baldwin. 3. Cashes it in.
Wade and Yannick Konen-Niedenhauser towering over Obo.
No question. And that says a lot because 6'11", that's a tall basketball player. 7 foot, 7'1", 260 pounds.
Ace into the lane. Floater gets the roll. Another Buffalo turnover. Minute to play. Baldwin for 3. All that is a back.
Shefflin's got 12 points and 5 assists. It's just the first half.
Averaging 13 points and 11 assists per game as Ace Baldwin makes his first field goal of the game.
A little too quiet. He's a senior. Averages almost 16 a game. Very dynamic, efficient scorer for the Nittany Lions.
Baldwin pulls up for 3. That is massive. This left wing kaboom. Celebrated his 19th birthday just 2 days ago. And on the other end, Ace Baldwin's double right now. 13 points, 10 assists. Keep in mind, though, he is playing with 3 fouls. Best player on this Penn State team pulls up for 3, and he catches in. Penn State. Penn State slowing down the tempo, something we're not used to seeing. They're 21st in the country in tempo, but the patience pays off there. And for those of you tuning in for the Cancun Challenge semifinal between Wyoming and Tulane, you'll be able to find it streaming free on the CBS Sports app or cbssports.com/CBSSN. As soon as it tips off, of course, we'll get you there immediately after the conclusion of this game. 5-point game, 90 seconds to go here in Daytona Beach. Nice cut from Ace Baldwin. Beautiful feed from Hicks to make Baldwin with just 4 points, and Johnson, as you just saw, leading the way for Fordham with 11. As we are underway in the second half of the first game of our doubleheader, that is a crafty
pass, even if it's not the assist. You know, that's a hockey assist for Jackie Johnson. That matters.
Coach Keith Ergo for Fordham knows Penn State's program very well. He was an assistant there for a decade, 2012 to 2021. Oh, what a move!
Penn State basketball presented by Halls. A kid has Baldwin working down low. Baldwin! Kaufman mentioned that they were the 3rd smallest team last year. Said that he took it personally. They worked on it in the offseason. Came back this year as Ace Baldwin. Second half.
I think you have to look at Zach Hicks. He's led the team in scoring all season, and he had a 3 at the end of the first half, so it seems like he was starting to heat up a little bit. And when he's shooting it, like lights out from beyond the arc, he's really the driving force of this offense that makes it go from good to explosive.
Johnson to Baldwin. Baldwin, bang! Bella, who's back here in the second half. Niederhauser, though, intercepts that pass from Nelson, and now Baldwin will bring it forward, trying to even things up. He pulls another 3. Baldwin again! Back to back.
Looks like he can now kind of look to distribute more, but he just took charge and took matters into his own hands right out of the half.
Baldwin now over to Hicks. Hicks to Johnson. And Johnson looking for something to develop. 17 on the shot clock. Baldwin, a 3! And 1! 4
Final stretch for Penn State.
So after a 10-0 run from Baldwin to start the second half, things have kind of gone cold. It's a scoring drought of over 2 minutes for Penn State and a 6-0 run for Purdue Fort Wayne. Dunn to Kern. 13 and counting on the shot clock. Now under 10 on the shot clock. Dunn Handoff from Johnson. Now under 7 on the shot clock. He's blanketed. He's got Baldwin. Baldwin for his 4th three of the night. He's got it! The evening.
Macedons continue just to respond back to anytime Penn State gets momentum, the crowd gets into it. Like there with Ace Ball with a nice layup.
Able to pull down the board. And pace of this game will be critical. Mike Young saying we need to play it at tech tempo.
Yeah, most coaches say that to their guys, and when the lights come on, it seems to go. Good carryover for the Hokies. That's something we saw them work on in shoot-around today, feeding the post. Poteet capitalizing.
Off the window and down, another flush.
That was a nice high-low feed from Burnham right there, just through the reach of Penn State defense.
Baldwin on the attack, abusing the pressure.
You know, if he goes straight up, he doesn't necessarily need to block a shot in order to affect a miss. And so, you know, sometimes it's a little over-aggressive with the slap down, but he'll learn. Coach Rhodes will make sure of that.
And he's got 3 rebounds, but no points after averaging 15 per game early. Offensive glass, 298 out of 362 teams in the nation. He's got to find a way to improve his
teams. Finishing it off with Penn State here, and the Nittany Lions will sure make them work with that full court press tonight.
Hicks gets it over to Baldwin. He puts up the 3, and that one's good. Satire take the lead with a 3 here for the Red Flash, and Pineda misses. Going down on the play was Kern. And Baldwin spins through traffic to convert. The game, they've hit 5 threes of their own, but it's a 3-point game.
Well, the real test for St. Francis will be in the second half to see if they can endure this full court pressure from Penn State. We talked about how they've had quite the road trip leading up to this game.
Right. And drawing charges. I mean, that's not legal. You know, you got to be set now, right? Before that player starts his upward motion. They've got it down in the bottom of this conference when it's all said and done this year.
No, and if they are, my goodness, the Big Ten has got a lot of great teams, because this Nittany Lions team, they have a lot of talented players, and they play well together.
Get a cleaner look with Niederhauser pushed off to the side. Couple of points there for Johnson. It's been a quiet night, though, for the UMBC offense. It's going to be down number 8 for the 7-foot Niederhauser. Baldwin's been overshadowed tonight, but there is the first bucket.
Elite shooting percentages for Niederhauser. If he does that all season, Penn State, again, they're going to be extremely tough to beat. And I think he's going to be able to potentially have an all-Big Ten level season.
Certainly plenty of talent for this kid who comes from Switzerland, and plenty of talent.
For a Penn State first-year head coach since 1954. Back in that zone defense is Binghamton. A couple of substitutions in there. Baldwin Jr. for 3. Got it! Ace Baldwin Jr.
Those two, we kind of talked about it during the break, a lot during the media days. They were running with a lot of the bigs on the court, trying to get a lot of shots for those two. And right now we can see Hicks and Puff going back and forth.
Johnson gained 15 pounds this summer. And Mike Rhodes had a lot to say about him, said he looked the best and feels the best that he ever has. Baldwin working now. Step back 3-pointer. Nylon!
Lines, and kind of also to the point of what we mentioned earlier, Mike Rhodes allowing the bench get 9, 10 deep. Well, currently the bench points for Penn State 11, Binghamton 4.
Lost his defender and hit the triple. Ace Baldwin. It falls. Baldwin Jr. the other way to Hicks. Baldwin Jr. penetrating inside. Shuffle move. And one off the glass. Play there out of the press break. Inbounds for Binghamton. Baldwin Jr. going to line up a triple, and he buries it.